Hey guys, welcome back to Games Mods. Okay, we're gonna put this Flux Redux Kit together. I already took out most of the screws because you have to take the blaster apart first to do the inner workings and whatnot before you can put the stuff that you just slide on afterwards. So let's see if I did this correctly. If I did enough. Actually, I think what I'm going to have to do is I will have to take all the screws out because we will be cutting some part of it. There we go. They're pretty much all the same. I think there's just that one that's longer, which is fine. Is that all of them? Oh, this one there. And two here. Okay. And the parts that you're going to be either cutting or replacing, you'll have extra screws, and you're actually going to use that for the top rail here. So the screws that you're going to keep are going to be located here, here, and in the priming bar here, because we will be replacing this as well. Okay, and I don't need to use a Dremel, so I'm not going to, because it tells you to use flesh cutters like this. Just do a little bit at a time to make sure there's no stress marks or anything. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's open this guy up. I don't think I've ever opened up one of these. I've just stuck a adaptive barrel into the front to make it shoot just regular darts. So we'll see how this goes. I think there's one screw, and it's behind this. And whoa. Oh no, never mind. It's not a screw. Might as well keep that out just so there's no spring that's gonna fly out at me. Let's see. And I believe I watched Captain Xavier's video on this kit, because that's actually where I first saw this kit on his channel. I was like, oh, I gotta get that. That looks really cool. And it's an inline clip, so it holds 3. So you're gonna go ahead and prime it, of course, shoot one dart. And when you prime it again, you kind of gotta tilt the blaster down a little bit so it chambers one pretty close to the plunger rod or whatever. I'll show you once we get it all together. No hidden screw, right? There we go. Okay. So of course this came out, and this part goes, well, here's the trigger. So sadly, the trigger is like this. That's the quote unquote spring. It goes like that. Yeah, pretty much like that. And this piece I believe this goes. Is it in here? Yeah, it goes like there. And we're actually going to take that out. We don't even need it for this mod. Go ahead and take everything out. You can probably leave the trigger in there. Leave all that in there probably. Don't need that. I took the screws out of here, so it should just come apart hopefully. Just like that. Alright. Put that in the spare part bin as well. And then actually on here, you're going to take this guy. And I believe let's see. Actually, I want to put on this part first because then it'll fit. Let's see which way. Because there's that bar there and there's that one there. So I'm guessing. If it's on the same side. Yeah. So just like that. And you're going to put this on the other side. Should match up just like that. And not sure which one, but one of these goes in here. We're not going to take the AR out completely. We're going to take out, I believe, this part. We'll save that for later because I want to make sure of everything else. And with this, you can actually, it's very easy to take the shell apart here. Make sure of this here. Take this guy out. I'm feeling that's through the red part. Alrighty. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna put that right there, and this should come apart pretty easily now. Just like that. Okay. And usually what I like to do, take that out, take these out, unless I can leave this in. This out, try and get this little spring thing out. So basically it's just a shell now. And then put that together kind of. Let's see here. Oh, now I'm lost. There we go. So like that. It'll be loose, but that's fine. Take this out. Let's see. These are screwed in. We have that. So I'm going to take that apart. I mean, most likely you can leave, well, yeah, I'm actually going to leave this part in because I'm not going to be messing with that part. I'll show you where we're gonna cut it. Sharpie. So basically, it's pretty easy. You just follow the lines, you know, here for the extra ammo storage. This part isn't necessary because you could get, you know, a dart holder that fits into these off the Etsy and holds short darts, but you're just putting a railing here, so, and then you put a dart holder on there. So I believe what you're gonna do is you're gonna come around here. And get my pen in there. I don't know, a better one. So you're gonna go in here, and then when you get down to here, you're gonna go down, and basically go across just like that. So you're gonna cut off basically this little bit of black, you know, straight to the side. So you want to keep this screw point, and then, you know, up in here. Yeah. You can cut across like that even. Yeah, so like that. I'll put a better picture up right here, so you know what it looks like. And then same thing on the other side, of course. So what I'm going to do, well, do the same on this side. I'm marking on this side. So let's see, it's going to go here. This is going to go across here about, and across there. Yeah, okay. All right, let's get to cutting. And then we can do all the interweaving stuff. Like that, flesh cutters. I have, let's see, I have these. These are just basically snips. If you want to do it properly, I guess. Where's, not this, not those, no, none of that. Is it up here? Yeah. So these are flesh cutters. Basically, when you open them and you put something in here, it just snaps it straight, basically, for a straight edge. With this, I would suggest using these at first, just to get like the extra, like the bulk of it out, and you know, go slow because you don't want any stretch marks. And then when you get closer to here where you just have a little bit, just use these, or you can use a Dremel or the snips again. Just be careful of the stretch marks because you don't want those. So let's go ahead and start on this side. I'm actually going to take this apart because I don't need it together. Okay, let's see here. See, that's a stretch mark. That's what I'm talking about. See that little white? You don't want those in the places that you're going to keep. This way is tedious, so if you do have a saw, the good things about saws is they don't put stress marks, they just cut, you know. But since it's late at night and I don't want to wake my neighbors, I'm going to do it this way, just to show that you can. And you can take, just take chunks off at a time. Oh, I watched the new Matrix today. It reminded me, I mean, it had a lot of callbacks to the other three movies, of course, not just the characters, but like they actually like threw in a couple scenes. Actually, like half the movie was scenes from the past movies. It was okay. Wasn't my favorite Matrix. My favorite's always going to be either A, the original, or B, Reloaded, just because of the two fight scenes in the movie where A, he's fighting on the stair thing with the French guys, goons or whatever, and where he's fighting all the Mr. Smiths, just because of the fight itself and because of the music in those two sections. This one was okay. It was basically reintroducing Neo into the Matrix and making him remember everything that basically the system or the machines, made him forget with all the blue pills. But a lot of good action. There is a really long dull point in it. So that's probably why I have to rate it low, because if there's a long dull point, I'm likely to fall asleep. In some movies it's okay, but basically it was putting a lot of backstory. It was giving you a lot of backstory of like what happened after the third movie, and like, yeah, okay, tell us that, but tell us like in increments. Don't have one large section out of the movie, and just bombard us with all this information. Let us learn along the way, because it was just like, ugh. But it's still better than Matrix Revolutions. Don't get me wrong. But it was good to see all the characters back. Watch it for yourself. I saw it on HBO Max. Not going to spoil the ending or anything. But it was pretty good. And I think I talked about the movie before and my guesses of what it was about. You can look back on that video. I don't even know which one it was. But basically my predictions were right in a sense. So it's almost a predictable movie, because if you remember seeing the original Matrix in, what was it, 1999 or 1999, right? It was a game changer for just cinema in itself, not even for the movies. Well, for the movies, but it was the bullet time scene that changed everything. Everybody was like, "Wait, you can slow down scenes that like that?" And they're like, "Yeah, get on board." So everybody started doing it. I mean, the most recent one that I remember before this movie was Justice League with the Flash. So everybody's doing it now, which is great. I mean, I always like the slow-mo shots. They're really cool. I wouldn't have a lot of them in the movie, but like one or two maybe. Like I know Justice League had a lot of them. The Snyder Cut had a lot of them. That's probably why the movie was 4 hours long. But between the regular Justice League movie by Whedon, I guess that's his name, and Zack Snyder, I would go with the Zack Snyder one, just because it shows more, and it's just better. If they took out some of the slow-mo times in it, they could have probably gotten it down to 3 hours instead of 4. But it was his vision, whatever. Directors are going to be creative no matter what, especially given the time, the money, and the freedom to do what they want, and not be bombarded by the studio standards. I wonder if I can weaken that enough. But yeah, if you do go see the new Matrix movie, I would suggest doing it matinee, or before 12, where you get like the really good discount. Don't go at night. It's not worth what do they charge now, $18 or something. Yeah. I mean, I love Keanu as an actor, and I'm glad he came back for the movie, because and there's a reason why they didn't use some of the original cast, like like they used the new I always forget his name, but the guy that's been in, what was it, the new Candyman, and he was Krang in the Marvel Loki series. I always forget his name, but he's a really good actor in it. But yeah, it's worth a watch. I would say go see it just because, especially if you're really into the Matrix. Like it kind of explains more about it, I guess. I mean, after the third movie, you know, after the trilogy, the original trilogy, we pretty much knew what was going on. But this, like the original trilogy, delved down to a certain depth and then said, okay. This one like says, no, we're not deep enough. We need to go even deeper. It's like, okay, calm down. It was interesting though. Very, very interesting. The fight scenes are really good. You know, same vibe because it's by Lana Wachowski. A lot of green being used, and blue and red, of course, to symbolize the pills. Who is in it? Neil Patrick Harris. He's pretty good in it. And the cat from the very first movie where he thought he had deja vu. The cat plays not a super big part, but a significant part in this new one. You'll see why if you watch it. Yeah, I don't know what's coming out in the next week or so. Oh, no, I do know. The book of Boba Fett comes out on the 29th, which is, when is that? Next Thursday? Something like that. But that looks, I mean, I love the Mandalorian series, both seasons. Especially the second one because of what happened at the end. That was crazy. And a lot of people got emotional over it. I believe there will be a third season of that sometime. I don't know when, probably 2023 or something. But I heard that in the book of Boba Fett, I guess Grogu is supposed to show up at some point. I don't know how. Maybe, yeah, I don't know how. Because basically, I think it's supposed to take place in between him getting out of the Sarlacc pit until he basically meets up with the Mandalorian that we know. So, should be interesting. But, you know, it's the same rule for every kind of movie or series. If they don't actually show the person die on screen, it's up for grabs. Basically, they could have lived, they could have died. You don't know. Like if you remember in Return of the Jedi, yeah, he flew into the Sarlacc pit and he went down, but it didn't show him die. So you never know. Those are kind of fun because then you can bring back the character. And Boba Fett was a lot of people's favorite character in that series, amongst the obvious. And I believe right now you can get like a remake of the original Boba Fett toy at like Walmart, which is pretty cool. They're probably sold out right now because of Christmas. Which is kind of sad because most of the kids would probably want it. And I'm saying kids, not grown people like me in their 20s and 30s and such. I mean like kids that just started the Mandalorian, doesn't know where it's coming from. You know, they're probably getting them and going, who's this? And they don't know how big of a thing it was back then. I mean, it still is, don't get me wrong, but more so, I think, when the original series came out, because it was like a game changer. I was watching a TikTok yesterday, and somebody said, I dare you to defy me and name a better trilogy than The Lord of the Rings. I said, well, I'm not going to say better. I'm going to say probably as good because, you know, that's an epic tale, I guess. Because each movie's 3 hours long, so it's 9 hours of watching. And yes, it is a trilogy. But then you also have The Hobbit, which is supposed to be its predecessor. And that was good too, because, you know, the same people. So you can honestly say, you know, they're both as good as each other. Probably, I would say Lord of the Rings is a little bit better than Hobbit, just because, you know, we've known them longer, I guess. You know, Star Wars, the original trilogy of Star Wars, the middle 6, 7, and 8, those were a great trilogy, still are. You know, still hold up till today. The Christian Bale Batman movies. Probably not so much the last one. I mean, the last one did have a few good parts, but I think the best one was with Heath Ledger because of his ridiculously good role as the Joker. I mean, you know. And then, what's another? I'm not going to include Harry Potter because that's not a 3-part. That's like a, what is it, 8-part or 9-part? Plus, we got spin-off movies now with the Fantastic Beasts and everything. So I'm not going to really include that. That's like its own thing, kind of like Resident Evil and Underworld and stuff like that. Like it's a series of movies. It's not a trilogy. It's a lot of movies. Trying to think of other trilogies. Well, the original Indiana Jones, you know, they were all good. The you know, the last one was horrible, just because they tried to do. Like, I think they were just throwing ideas in the air and were like, yeah, aliens, why not? It's just like, why? And I hear there's supposed to be another one, and I'm just like, just stop it. I mean, the only way you can make it better is not have Shia LaBeouf in it take over his you know, his role, because if that happens, I'm not watching any more of them. Same thing with the Conjuring movies. I mean, there's, Jesus, what, 7 or 8 of those things now? And the best 3 out of those are the Conjuring 1, 2, and Annabelle Creation. All the others were okay, but, you know, they weren't as scary as the other ones. Or at least I don't think so. I mean, that's just me speaking. Plastic is actually pretty tough to get through. I think I'm just going to use a saw. Just real quick. Or not that saw, just, you know, my Dremel. Because that takes too long. But if this is all you have, and you don't have a Dremel or a saw or anything, it'll work. But I'm going to go ahead and use a saw just because it's quicker. And I don't want to make this video 2 hours long. Alright, there we go. I'm just going to put it on low because it won't be that loud and it'll still be effective, I believe. Too high a little bit. Going low. Okay, should be enough for this side. Yeah. And then, you know, just clean up the edges. We're going to use the flesh cutters right here. I've never really used these. At least I don't think I have. Well, we'll try them. always start small because it's easier to take off more than it is to put back on, because it's actually impossible to put back on. If you screw up cutting stuff, you basically need to start on a whole new blaster. I'm just gonna use this next. That thing's too big. If anybody has Disney Plus and you've been following the Hawkeye series, today was the final episode. It was really good. I'm trying to compare it to the other series that they've put out. So let's see. The first one was, no, I'm lost. Falcon Winter Soldier, and it was Loki, I believe. Yeah, Loki was after that, and then it was no, scratch that. Sorry, WandaVision was the first one. Then Falcon Winter Soldier, then Loki, and then Hawkeye. Right? There wasn't another one. I hope they release those on Blu-ray. That'd be good for my Marvel collection, because I just got Shang-Chi on 4K Blu-ray for my collection, and then I think Internals comes out on Blu-ray and stuff. When's it come out? Like January or February or something. I didn't see the movie because I stayed home, so I'll buy it. I mean, I heard it wasn't that good, but for the collection's sake, I gotta get it. I think it didn't do good because it was something that we had no clue about. Like, they didn't introduce it prior into the universe. Like with Spider-Man, No Way, or Homecoming, that's it. They did that after he was in Civil War. So we already had an establishment of like who he was, because he kind of came into that movie as like a ringer. And with the Internals, we have no clue who the hell they are. So I think that might be why it failed. I heard the story wasn't strong enough, but I want to know what the story is with the giant sentinel. So I'll put this on low again just to get that little fine part there, so I don't want to stress. Okay, I'm going to sand this real quick. You can use a file. I'm just going to use sandpaper just because it's a little bit quicker. Make sure there's no burr sticking out anywhere to get caught on anything. Yeah. I also just got Venom Let There Be Carnage on 4K Steelbook, and I actually didn't get to see that, so I'm excited to watch that probably Sunday after Christmas and everything. I might have to rewatch Venom before I watch that because it's been a while. I mean, I know how Venom ended, but you know. Okay. then we need to cut that part. No, I'm lost. There we go. So let's see here. So the way, where is it? Is it this piece? So the way that this sits in here, I believe it's supposed to go something like, well, no, wait. Something basically like that. So, burr on this part. See. It should go right on there. Oh, a little bit of a burr in there, that's why. Okay. I wonder if I need to make this thinner. Yeah. Let me try one thing. Take my sanding bit, take it off the Dremel. Just gonna sand it down just a smidge, just to see if it works, which it should. Right on top there. All right. Let's see. Which way? There we go. So that's basically gonna go on just like that. So I'm gonna leave that alone, along with this. Actually, I need to cut this one and see. See if I can see what that is. Basically a cross. Let me make sure of that. Always, when you're cutting stuff, always make sure you know what you're doing. So let's see here. So this was supposed to go here, so that goes all the way off. Okay. So basically, let's see, what was it? So down here, over, well, down here, we get straight down to here and then across. Okay. I'm going to use the saw because it's faster. I might do this in 2 parts. I don't know. I have time tomorrow to cut the other side. Let's see. Because this video is probably already half an hour long. There we go. Cut that flush. Shit, did I cut that off? Wait. Oh no, we're good. It's on the old one. I was like, wait. Okay. And remind myself again where it is. Okay. So I'm actually going to cut it upside down like this because I know where it will go. So it'll go, let's see, along this line here, and then basically down and out that way. Where are my glasses? Forgot to put those on. Yeah, let's see here. Starting to fog up there. I'm going to use a Flux real quick. One more. All right. Let's see how that fits now. So still need to do a little bit more there. Let's see. So this needs to go forward and down a little bit. Okay, so this needs to be flush against that. Since it's so close, I'm just going to use my sander bit. I should take the rest off. Glasses. Let's see if that works. Don't junk out of it. Almost. I'm gonna make this just round real quick. See if that works a little better. Yeah, it's good. I would have left a little bit more up here, sadly, but oh well, I can fix that. Yeah, that's fixable. What I'll probably do is in the other half, I'll just leave that part elongate a little bit, just cover that up. So there's that part. So this is all cosmetic. This is not. If I can get this tube out of here, one way or another. I have to get that out somehow. And let's see, this piece is supposed to be the trigger guard, which I'm not really sure how it sets up in here. I mean, pretty positive it goes like that, but what does it connect to? It's got to connect to something, right? Yeah, it goes right in there. I'll have to watch more on it because I just skimmed over it. So yeah, we'll finish it up tomorrow. I'll see where stuff goes because I didn't take a picture. But I know Captain Xavier, I believe he has a video to put everything back together as well with the kit. So, or not with the kit, without the kit. So just normal, all these internal parts go in. Yeah, and I want to make positively sure that we snip this off. And I know there's a piece in here. I believe it's that little tab right there. I think we nicked that out. So this sled can go back all the way instead of just partially. Because you want it to go back all the way. So when it goes back all the way, let's see if I can pull it myself. No. The breech will actually be the full length instead of only going halfway out, you know. So yeah. I'll leave the link for the description for this kit down below. I think, yeah, I got it for FranzfoamWorks. But yeah, we'll finish it up tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the cutting prior on the other side just to get that out of the way before the video, and then we'll reassemble and see how it works. All right, so till tomorrow, guys. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you tomorrow.